Reviews are pouring in for Dark Phoenix, the second cinematic attempt to adapt the classic Marvel storyline of the same name, and they are, for the most part, not good. The flick is currently hovering just above 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. What happened? Dark Phoenix focuses on a serious problem faced by the X-Men, how to deal with beloved team member Jean Grey when she is imbued with a mysterious cosmic Phoenix Force which overwhelms her to destructive results. The storyline was featured as a subplot in 2006's X-Men The Last Stand, in case this sounds strangely familiar. The film is a directorial debut of longtime X-Men franchise producer Simon Kinberg, and judging by the reviews, it's easier to see how the film's failure could be chalked up to his inexperience. With a talented cast and a story that is the stuff of legend in comics lore, Kinberg managed to turn in a picture that Rotten Tomatoes critics' consensus calls, quote, deeply disappointing. Writing for York Dispatch, Katie Walsh was particularly irked by the performance of the film's lead, Sophie Turner. Walsh wrote, Kinberg asked her to be a sledgehammer, requiring her to shout every emotional beat in turn, relentlessly hammering the themes and messaging. The critic also reserved plenty of scorn for the flick's script. What's truly amazing about Dark Phoenix is watching the charismatic, award-winning, star-packed cast flail about in this poorly written nonsense cartoon. Perhaps its worst offense is proving that X-Men Apocalypse started in its treatment of Oscar Isaac. Despite the caliber and talent of the actor, lackluster writing, directing, and editing can warp a performance into something truly dreadful. Now that's power. That tone continues throughout the reviews, with many viewers lamenting how curiously flat Dark Phoenix felt despite its emotional, high-stakes story. William Bibbiani of The Wrap wrote, Turner tries with some success to infuse a simplistic and irrational storyline with some humanity, but everyone else looks like they're more interested in what craft service made for lunch that day. It's just a disappointingly average superhero flick with a familiar story, disinterested characters, some cool action sequences, and a whole lot of missed opportunities. Business Insider's review also took notice of the fact that the cast looks kind of bored with the entire enterprise.
So boring.
That review stated, even the characters who have been around since X-Men First Class can't keep things exciting. Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique looks like she'd rather be somewhere else. Of course, not all reviewers agreed with the consensus, although even the positive reviews took care to point out the film's many flaws. Forbes' Mark Hughes wrote that the movie was an acceptable, if not amazing, end to the series. His review stated, while Dark Phoenix is not among the best X-Men movies, it's not among the worst either. It is safely in the middle range of okay. Flawed but with some things to praise and overall managing to maintain the status quo without improving it nor tanking it. Unfortunately, Dark Phoenix continued to decline in quality through the back half of its second act, with choppy editing and a lot of why would they do that? Or why wouldn't they do this instead moments. Most observers, however, were firmly in the consensus camp, and more than a few were downright hostile. In perhaps the most blistering takedown leveled at the film, Clint Worthington of The Spool wrote, Dark Phoenix is a film in mourning, of its characters, its franchise, even of its own previously pristine state before delays and reshoots turned it into a Frankenstein's monster of its former self. It's a franchise that sees its own death coming. At one point, our heroes are captured by military personnel who literally have the letters MCU emblazoned on their gear, and greets it with a resigned sigh. For that reason at least, Dark Phoenix carries a morbid fascination. It's a good point. The movie could still leave fans excited for the future, if not exactly for the reasons the filmmakers wanted. Marvel Studios' parent company, Disney, having recently acquired the film and television assets of Fox Studios, is in an excellent position to rehabilitate these characters within the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the years to come. So despite this movie's lousy reception, maybe the future of the X-Men isn't so dark after all.
Just because someone stumbles, loses their way, it doesn't mean they're lost forever.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite films are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.